What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So today I do want to talk about the newly released operator skill for this game, which is called Misdirection Device. So this is kind of like a dual release. This is something that can be used in Battle Royale as well as multiplayer. And this one is actually quite interesting. So it's not very often that we do get new operator skills. I think the last one that we received was the TAC deploy beacon, where you're able to spawn pretty much wherever you decide to deploy that little specific tripod. But for the misdirection device, it's a little bit different. This one, as well as the TAC deploy, is actually a non-lethal operator skill. This basically means that it's not a type of operator skill that will directly kill the enemy, but it will be something that will assist you as you're using it. So the best way I could describe this type of operator skill is with kind of like Dead Silence from the Modern Warfare games, given that Dead Silence wasn't really a perk, it was more of a field upgrade in those Modern Warfare games. It basically gave you silent movement. Dead Silence in that game was really the only way that you could move silently. Again, it wasn't in a perk, so you had to get a few kills before you actually unlock this field upgrade. But, fortunately, if you kept getting kills as you had that field upgrade on, it would refresh and you could keep using it until you found yourself in a position where you weren't getting kills anymore and it just runs out. This one is a little bit different because it doesn't work that exact way, but it just has a pretty long timer. So not only does it silence your footsteps, it also silences your shooting sound. So if an enemy is near you, they won't hear any shots coming at them, they won't hear your footsteps, they won't hear anything like that. Basically dead silence on steroids. Of course, this was previewed before when the update first came out and people were actually able to, I guess, go into the files and test the thing for themselves. And a lot of people took this as something that may actually benefit them, at least in Battle Royale, but as I started using it and, the more I witnessed it being used against me, I started to notice some flaws with the operator skill itself. Probably the biggest flaw is that the enemy is actually notified when this happens. And like if you're around their general area or their direction, they're going to know that you have that thing on, and basically it kind of defeats the purpose of you just going in all stealthy. It's more or less the same as it is with Poltergeist. You do enable that thing and the enemies near you will be notified that there's someone using a Void Walker, basically Poltergeist. Of course, detection like this does have its limitations. Of course, it's not really going to directly tell them where you are, but the enemy's already going to know that someone near them is actually using this field upgrade. So it's really up to them to find it. But keep in mind, in most maps, I'm sure most people have very good map awareness, so finding you isn't really going to be much of a problem. Of course, you could catch them off guard if they're not paying attention, but at the same time, the fact that they're even notified defeats the purpose of why it's even there. I think for the future, the best way to balance it is just not tell the enemy. I mean, we've had operator skills in the past Call of Duty games like Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 where you could actually go invisible and it wouldn't even tell the enemy that you actually did. We had stuff like that in the past, but I don't know why we have to have this thing where it notifies them if you're trying to be stealthy. But besides that flaw, there are other benefits that I guess the game doesn't really tell you. For instance, if you do activate it, you do get a little boost in speed. I'm not sure if they got that inspiration from the Modern Warfare games, because when you do use Dead Silence in those games, it does make you a little bit faster. Not too noticeable, but still, if you do pay close attention, it does make you a little bit faster. And as you can see right now, it's like I'm just running, I'm moving a little bit quicker. The operator skill does mention that it throws the enemy off with a certain sound, but I've been on the receiving end of it, and I can't really think of the sound other than just the one that, is there when you activate the misdirection device. But yeah, I don't think there's really any sounds that throws the enemy off, significantly. So now that we got all this discussion out of the way, I guess I could talk about how to actually unlock this. So just really quickly, last week there was a seasonal challenge that involved you having to use the misdirection device, but of course, it wasn't really available yet. So yeah, we couldn't unlock it last week, but now we could actually unlock it and we could do that challenge now. But I think that one's more Battle Royale related. So yeah, if you're going to want to do those challenges, you have to go to Battle Royale and use the misdirection device over there. But to unlock it in multiplayer, it's pretty simple, albeit a little long-winded. It's going to take you a while to unlock. So you do have to win 3 matches, and then also you have to get 10 kills, then 20 kills after, and then right after that you have to get 10, well, I guess you have to use your operator skills 10 times. So once you do all that, then you will actually unlock the misdirection device. And from there, the last 2 challenges just really involve you using the misdirection device a few times. So I'm assuming with when Mythic Siren does come out later this week, I'm assuming that she's going to have her own type of special sound effect, but yeah. As for how different it's going to look, I'm not really that sure given the fact that, you know, the game hasn't been updated yet to support Mythic Siren as she is fully. So yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how that's going to turn out. So at the end of the day, I mean, this operator skill is all right. Again, like because of the flaw, it kind of makes me less inclined to want to use it. But of course, this probably would have had a lot more potential if you were actually able to use operator skills. I mean, the way you do, like if it was Modern Warfare. I mean, you know, in that game, you get to keep all your streaks, or you get to keep your streaks ongoing throughout the rounds, and also your operator skills as well. I think that would have been useful for search and destroy, but for regular multiplayer like team deathmatch, it might be beneficial at times if the other player in the other team doesn't actually know what they're doing. But given that I would say like most of the player base is pretty, I guess, well conditioned with this game and how it works, it's not going to be really that hard to counter. So that's one thing that you do have to worry about if you do want to use this. But of course, it does have other benefits. I forgot to mention the fact that if you don't want to use Dead Silence as a perk, you could switch it to, I don't know, Persistence or Hardline or any other blue perk out there. And you could make it a little bit easier for you to be silent if you just use this operator skill. So there is an alternative if you do want to use Silent Footsteps, but you don't want to use Dead Silence. But other than that, it's a pretty average operator skill at best. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know how this thing works. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mode content. I'll see you guys next time.